Hey everyone, Stephen back with you for another rConfig video. So this time round we're going to do a video on a brand new feature we released just today, and that's Okta SSO integration. So many of you will know in version 6.11, I think, we started our first integrations, and that was with Microsoft Azure for SSO. And so we had a feature request come in from a few customers. Could we enable SSO integration for Okta? So we did, and we released it. So I'm quickly going to go through how that works today and the experience of setting it up and the experience of logging in to rConfig using Okta for single sign-on. Okay, so first thing to know, we've updated our documentation and you will see a new integration section here on docs.rconfig.com. I'm going to turn on my little yellow highlighter. There we go. And so we have our SSO overview, and you see we have Microsoft and Okta now supported on various rConfig versions. And we have a dedicated guide for setting up Okta SSO on rconfig.com. So I'm going to let you guys go through the detail of the guide, but I'm going to step through it here real quick. All right. So I guess basic assumption is you have an Okta administrator, you have access to create applications in Okta, and you have that level of rights. If you don't, go talk to your identity and access management team, find out who does for assistance, okay? So I'm going to create, so if I log into the Okta dashboard here, I go to applications, applications again, and we can see I have an application here, but I'm just going to go through the process of creating one so you know how to do it and what options to select. So click create app integration. We're going to go for OpenID Connect, and we're going to go for web application. Okay, and click next. And then we're asked to fill in some data. So we'll call it Okta rConfig, whatever. We'll just call it rConfig, make it easy. Do click the refresh token. That will be saved in rConfig in the database. In sign-in redirect URIs, I'm going to get this from our docs. It's very specific. So if I go to my docs here, add the following URI in its totality. I'm going to paste this in here, and what I'm going to say to you is the domain, the FQDN part, is this FQDN of your server, okay? The rest needs to remain, okay? You can just pop the FQDN in here in the bottom one. Now, if there's separate port numbers and different things, by all means, put those in. That's it. Oh yes, and the assignments. Obviously, you need to set your assignments. Okay, so I'm going to limit access to this. I'm going to skip this for now. I'll come back to it in a second. Save. And so fundamentally what you're going to need is that this will be destroyed, so I'm not too worried about showing it here on the screen, but what you're going to need is you're going to need your client ID, you're going to need your client secret, you're going to need the base URL as well, which I'm going to show you in one moment. So jumping back to the docs, we're just going to look at those requirements right here. We need to enter these in our .env file. The Okta base URL, I'm going to show you where to get that in 1 second. The client ID we just saw, the client secret we just saw, and the redirect URL. Now this needs to precisely match. So let me just get back in here. This needs to precisely match this URL, the one that you put in previously. And if it doesn't, you will get errors. Okay, so just make sure it does match and that your FQDN matches your server as well. Okay. There's two things to consider then once you've set it up. First one is assignments. Okay, so you need to assign people. Now this is just a very rudimentary dev environment, so there's only one person in here, so you need to assign people to the application. Those are people that can authenticate against the application. If there is nobody assigned, when you attempt to log in, Okta will tell you that there's nobody assigned, there's no assignments made, so there's that. And the second thing, which is touch difficult to find, maybe people who know Okta a little bit better could find it easier, but took me a moment, is the base URL. Now, it's not this URL because we're logged into the admin dashboard. It's similar, but let me show you the easy way to get it, and this is documented as well in our docs. So head into security, go right down here to API, and in here we have authorization servers, and this guy here is the base URL without the path. Okay, so essentially you're just taking this, which as I said is similar to the one up here without the dash admin. Okay, so that base URL will you will pop in here in your env file. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Let's have a quick look at our .env file. Many of you, most of you should know how to update the .env file on the rConfig server. It will be in your current directory. Now I'm just going to bring up the example one here, right? So I am in the rConfig 7 directory, okay? vi.env.example. I'm not bringing up my actual .env file. There's secrets and stuff in there. Um, because all of you, most of you will have installed V7, V701, 02. These will not have been present, okay? So if they are not present in your env file, you need to add them, okay? And you can just copy them straight out of the docs and then complete them. So Okta base URL equals the URL we just picked up from Okta. So just add these just like this with your secrets and everything into the .env file. Okay. Always remember when you update your .env file to do a clear all. Most of you will have done this command by now. So now I have a little shortcut for PHP artisan, but the actual command is PHP artisan rconfig clear. Oops, colon clear hyphen all. And so that clear the cache the new settings that we've just added. And of course, I should have said from the start, you need to be on 705 for this. Okay, so make sure you're up to date with 705. Um, that's it, right? Once that's done, you go to the rconfig login page, do a hard refresh, Control Shift and R or Control and F5. Let me just refresh, and you will get the sign in with Okta button. Okay. Now, just to be clear on how this button appears, if in the .env file, if Okta base URL, oh, sorry, the Okta client ID, if that has a value, any value, the button will appear. Okay, so um, and that's it really. So let's look at the sign-in process. Um, so it's asking me to multi-factor. So let's do a push notification coming up on my cell phone. 1 second. Yes, it's me. Perfect. And it should allow me through. Let's see. Oh, I need to bio fingerprint. Here we go. And now, okay, perfect. What has happened, and this is documented also, is we've added the user to the rConfig database, but you have not been assigned yet. That is to prevent any user on your domain from logging in. Now, the difference is with Okta, you can assign, like we just saw a moment ago, if I bring it up here, we can make assignments to the application. You can't do that in some other SSOs, like Azure, for example. So we have a restriction. So I need to log in as admin. I need to go to the user and I need to flip Stephen Stack to SSO approved. Okay, I'm going to log out and I want to show you one other experience here as well. I'm going to log in as Stephen again. Now, this is new, right? Because we have role-based access control, Stephen has not been assigned into a role yet. And so Stephen doesn't have access or permission to anything on the rConfig platform. So what we have to do is log Stephen out, log back in as admin, assign Stephen a role, and then Stephen should be able to log in and access what he needs to. So let's go log out as Stephen. Let's log in as admin. Okay. Let's head to users, and you can see these other people have roles, but Stephen doesn't. So we're just gonna change Stephen's role. We'll just make him an admin for the purpose of this demonstration. Perfect. And now Stephen has an admin role. So let's log out as admin. Let's log in with Okta. And all going well. Full single sign-on experience. Right into the dashboard. Everything accessible. So there you have it. I hope that was straightforward. If there's any questions from professional users, do ping me or the support team or log into the service desk and log a ticket. But the docs here, docs@rconfig.com, the integration section, SSO with Okta, pretty brief, should cover how to set this up easy for you. All right, thanks everyone.